So after a fair amount of trial and error, I came up with a few builds that managed to hit hard and can take a hit or two. Only took a month after the season began, but who's counting, right? Yeah, adulting sucks. But yeah, the builds I use focus mostly on damage, more specifically the kind of damage that doesn't rely too heavily on time-based bonuses. I went this route because I run solo 99% of the time, and I prefer to just have the damage there when I need it. Also, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the hyenas love to play hide and go seek when you're the one putting out all the harsh language, and more often than not, they'll stay in hiding long enough for most time-based damage buffs to expire. Killer talent? Gone. Striker stacks? Deuces. Close and personal? Too close, apparently. That being said, let's have a look at my go-to builds for the PVE Dark Zone. Quick side note, all gear pieces have their attributes rolled for critical hit chance and critical hit damage where possible. Oh, somebody trying to sneak up from behind? Nah, bro. That is not a first date activity. Ma'am, tie your shoelaces next time before you enter an active war zone. This build uses mostly high-end gear pieces, and is pretty straightforward in its setup. So we have 3 pieces of unit alloys, the Equalizer chest, the Salvo holster, and a pair of gloves, paired with a Fenris mask and Palisade knee pads. And for the backpack, we have the Memento. I like high-end builds, what can I say? ARs will get a total damage boost of 40%, 10% from Fenris plus 30% from unit alloys, and the Perfect Obliterate talent adds another 24% when at max stacks. Factor in the max bonus of 30% after collecting enough trophies with the Memento, and we're looking at a ceiling of 94% total bonus damage. The Palisade piece is solely there to help with survivability, as it grants 10% armor on kill. So I run the Gunner spec with this build, which also adds another 10% armor on kill, totaling 20%. And keep in mind, the Memento grants 3% armor regen when it max stacks, meaning this build will have higher damage and survivability the longer you use it. Perfect for using in an area where staying there gets more dangerous over time. As far as weapons go, any AR will work here, though I opted for the St. Elmo's engine. Between the absurdly large magazine size, 100 plus rounds when using 3 pieces of unit alloys, and the shock ammo, the hyenas are in for a bad time when I come around with this build. A quick side note, entering a checkpoint will clear any Memento stacks you have, so keep that in mind as well. Oh, y'all got me with the spicy ammo already? Oh, there it is. Clutch is working. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Nah, what are you doing back there? Nah, don't be playing with my emotions. You gonna catch these hands. This ain't Burger King. You don't get to have this your way. Here we have another ongoing directive build. Honestly, I feel like this gear set doesn't get enough love. It's a favorite of mine for sure. So the build as featured uses 4 pieces of ongoing directive: the chest, gloves, holster, and knee pads, along with the Tinker exotic mask and a Petrov defense backpack with the clutch talent. I went this route specifically because ongoing directive seems to work best with all red cores, and the clutch talent allows you to recover up to 100% armor over a 10-second period after a kill. I like to have some level of survivability in all of my builds, so this was a good split between damage and armor for me. I chose a Tinkerer for this build because I wanted to take advantage of the bleed status effect as much as possible. I have 2 LMGs, the primary, which is an MK46 with Sadist, and a donor that I don't use with Soft Spot, that will grant 45% bonus weapon damage between the 2. Sadist grants 30% bonus damage to bleeding targets, and Soft Spot grants 15% bonus damage to enemies under a status effect. So a quick rundown of the Tinkerer for those who need it. It has the Abridged talent, which will grant the weapon talent of any secondary weapon to the agent's primary weapon, so long as the 2 weapons are not exotic or named and are of the same weapon class. That's why we have 2 LMGs. As far as damage goes, we're looking at 50% from the hollow point ammo and 45% from the 2 LMGs, along with 10% from the Petrov backpack, totaling 105%. Keeping the engine running isn't too hard. As long as you can get at least 1 kill with the hollow point ammo while you have it, you'll get an entire mag refresh. Rinse and repeat. Jeez, thank you for reminding me. Bro, you are not nice. There we go. Over here being all hard-headed and stuff. So I use my tried and true hunter-killer build for when I'm ready to extract. This one is also straightforward. 3 pieces of Langmo, being the chest, mask, and backpack, the Petrov knee pads, an improvised holster, and the Exodus gloves. All armor pieces that have mod slots have a protection from elites mod installed. The build as featured has 46% protection from elites, but obviously based on the mods that you have, it'll be a little higher or a little lower, just depends. And also, if you have a 13% protection from elites mod, I hate you. The chest has Obliterate for the talent, but honestly, just get what you can. Farming for Langmo pieces is a full-time job with no medical or a 401k. The backpack has Vigilance for the talent, since I get a 25% damage bonus as long as I can keep from getting hit. If you do get hit, you lose the bonus, but only for 4 seconds, provided you don't get hit again. That should give you enough time to run to cover, pop an armor kit if you need to, and find the hunter again and, get back in the fight. I paired this with a Pestilence LMG, as a tick damage more often than not, drop a hunter before they can pop an armor kit. Flare, extract, profit. So one final note, using the right modifiers will make all the difference with these builds. I run Spark and Flame with my OD build for the increased damage against enemies with status effects, and Inoculated for when a run goes longer than expected. Last one is Dealer's Choice, but I've been trying Sand and Stone lately, and I've been digging it. Be safe out there, agents. I'll see y'all in the DZ.